Hey y'all, and welcome to the Max Life. So today's video is going to be a little bit different because today I'm really just going to kind of be sharing a lot of things that's been on my heart. You guys know that we went on vacation, we come back home, we've kind of been at it 90 to nothing, and in this time that we've been home and kind of working and stuff, we've been seeing a lot of these videos come out. We've seen footage come out. We've been hearing stories and just different things that's happened with the Hurricane Helene and some of the flooding that's going on in North Carolina, especially in East Tennessee and other places. And it's really been a burden for me, and I've prayed a lot for these people. But I want to address something, because the reason we started this our channels is to educate and inspire and encourage, and using our platforms to show you how we grow things, how we're 100% meat sustainable, how we want to be self-sufficient. And we show you guys those things. I just dug up a huge harvest of sweet potatoes. That was my second harvest, and I still have another one to go. I can take those things, I can cure them out, I can put them up, but I can also can them. So we show you guys all of these things. Colby uses this channel to tell you different things to buy, to put up, to have things put away. And y'all, the whole reason we do this is for exactly what we're seeing right now. We see people that are literally desperate. They have no food, they have no water, which are the two things you need to survive. They have no medical supplies, and these people are so desperate because they have nothing. Now, I realize that some of the cases you just really can't do anything about because their homes were completely washed away. There are some areas that if that happened to us, we would be in literally the same boat. But there are a lot of places. Just think if just half of the places that even water come into the bottom layer of their home, they could have taken their food, they could have taken their water, they could have taken their medical supplies, they could have went up in the attic, and they would have at least been able to survive. Now, some of those people have gotten rescued, some have not. I've heard some stories come out about people literally starving to death. You can only go a couple of days without water, and y'all, I've heard this rumor saying that they've moved from search and rescue to now search and retrieve, and y'all, that hits hard for me, and I don't like to hear that kind of stuff. And it is something that has been really heavy on our heart, and the reason why you watch those videos, how they're so gut-wrenching, and I almost can't without crying. And that's the reason why we tell you guys, put things away. A lot of these people would not be in the situation that they're in. They wouldn't be so desperate if they would have taken just a week's worth of food and water and put up. 2 weeks. If you can do a month, that's even better. But guys, we have gotten so comfortable in America that we seem to forget that these things still do happen until a major catastrophe happens. And then when it does, you look around, a lot of people are looking around like, well, guys, we have been telling people for so long what to do, how to do this thing. Now, I'm not saying that we would be able to do it perfectly if this happened to our area. But what I am telling you is we would not starve to death, and we would not thirst to death from dehydration. Now, like I mentioned, some of these areas, the entire towns were wiped out. People's houses were literally floating down. I understand there is nothing that those people could have done. It's just the way the river flowed. There's nothing that they could have done. But there are a lot of people that wouldn't be as desperate. This is the point I'm trying to make. There are a lot of people that wouldn't be as desperate if they would have just put up some preps. So a lot of you guys that already watch us, I know a lot of you do. I actually had a North Carolina viewer who got power back on for several days. I read your comment that said they are so thankful they had some preps put back. She said, we've been watching y'all for a year. We had some preps put back, and they were perfectly fine until their power come back on. And guys, this is why we do what we do, is because we don't want to see people so desperate. And we know that we live in such volatile times. Like, our eyes have been open to this, so we try to get on and share with you guys so that you guys can also see we live in such volatile times. And you know, it's like, I think back, and I've used this story over and over. I literally have people say to me, oh, well, I'm not going to worry about doing all that. The Lord's just going to take care of me. And then I've had some people say, well, he feeds the birds of the air. That while this is true, we are forgetting that the birds have to work for their food. The worms are not going to fall into the bird's mouth while the bird just sits there with its mouth wide open. That's not how it works. So yes, although the Lord is going to provide for the bird has to go out and search for the food. Same thing applies to us. We can't sit on our comfortable little couches and our comfortable little homes and say, oh, well, if a catastrophe happens, the Lord's just going to provide. That's not how it works. He gives us common sense to say, oh, I realize that we live in a vulnerable time. It would probably be wise to put back, even, I said, y'all, even if it's just a week's worth of supplies. There are lots of companies out there that sell freeze-dried foods and can take those things, you can put them in, seal them off in Mylar bags. Even if a Mylar bag was floating in water, you can still get it, open it up, the contents inside are still edible. So I said all that to say, you have to do the work just like the bird. You have to say, okay, I might have to make sacrifices this week in order to put up enough food for a week. Think about how many people would be spared, because I think we are at that search and retrieve at this point for people that they haven't been able to get to yet, and they have been a long time without food and water. If they would have put enough food and water up to get them through until somebody could find them, how the numbers would look so much differently. And that's really a sobering thought. And it's also really hard to think about the babies that are in these houses with no formula. And I don't like to get emotional about this kind of stuff, but I have kids too. And I just think about how much differently it would turn out for a lot of these people if they would have just prepped. I think preppers get a bad name with, oh, they're just crazy people, or they're just conspiracy theorists, you know, whatever you want to call us. But how much differently it would look if just half of those people would have had some stuff put back. It would have made such a difference. And that's why Colby and myself, you know, we put these cameras out, we come sit down, we talk to y'all, because this stuff matters to us. And we want you guys to also know the importance and the meaning behind why we do what we do. So I said all that this morning to say that my heart really goes out to these people. We have been praying as these stories come out and these videos come out and these images are coming out, and even rumors, like I said, about, you know, they're not really doing as much search and rescue anymore as it looks to be search and retrieve. And that's really sad to me. So guys, I have come out here to pour my heart out, saying that I hope that you will take this serious, because you see just how fast something can happen. An area flooded that they would have never ever expected this to happen. Some areas maybe, some areas completely caught off guard. That just goes to show you how fast something can happen. And I want you guys to take this seriously and think through this. Think what you can do for your family so you don't ever find yourself in this situation. And I have been moved to help in whatever way that we can. I know that Colby has reached out in a couple of different areas about going, and if he can get in touch with the right contact, Colby is actually going to go. I have really been inspired to kind of rally up our community. I've already had some people drop some stuff off here at my home. I'm picking up some more things today. I'm going shopping today, and Colby and I have pledged $2,000 to get supplies to be able to get to these people. I have another church that I've been working with. They're gathering up all baby items today. I'm either going to be picking those up tonight or in the morning. There's a little town about 30 minutes away from me that I've also been working with. Now they are actually they're actually a bus company, and they are going to be taking all the things from our surrounding area. They're going to be taking those things to a military base. I know that we've heard lots of bad things about FEMA come out. We've heard some not so great things about Red Cross. So I just kind of ask a lot of those questions, like who's going to be getting these items? How are they going to be getting actually into the hands of the people? FEMA is not going to be getting these items. Red Cross is also not supposed to be getting these items. I know DeSantis is sending in troops, and there are different military bases set up. I was able to watch a video that was just put out by a local. She's only about an hour outside of the main affected area, and she's been sharing a lot. And one of the things that I watched her say is that Samaritan's Purse and DeSantis military base troops are making such a huge difference. She's been gathering things up in her community and getting those things out to people as well. So she's been on the grounds working. She shared things like if buses or whatever's coming in, that the sheriff's departments are highly suggesting that these people have protection with them, because there is some looting going on. Not looting because they're bad people, looting out of people being so desperate. So she shared a lot of things that she's been seeing firsthand. She even made the comment that she didn't trust FEMA and a lot of the other organizations. That was her exact words. So I'm assuming that they were probably talking about the Red Cross, but these items, this bus is in direct contact with one of the military bases. So I think that is going to make a huge difference. And Colby and I feel so honored and blessed to be able to take up supplies from our community. And y'all hang tight, because the next video you're going to be able to go along with us. We are actually going to go out today. We're going to load up buggies full, and we're going to get this to this bus station so that they can get these supplies to the people in North Carolina and surrounding areas, because our hearts really do go out for them, and we want to make a difference. Guys, hang tight, because the next video is coming up. I think it's going to bless you just as much as it has blessed our family to have this opportunity. God bless, and happy homesteading, y'all.